This game is amazing. Over 35 hours, and I'm craving for more.
Not according to critics.
So what?
Yeah.
The studio have done a tremendous job. What are you talking about?
Listen to this.
I initially rolled my eyes at yet another gruff white male.
What the hell? Did
Especially
he just say that? But it's okay for him to say that because he's white.
This is IGN.
Put something else on.
Oh, there is. GameSpot.
She's a nice girl scientist, and he's a bad guy biker, and they love each other anyway. Like, okay,
this woman's
Romeo and
single.
Juliet. Well,
All right.
None of the cutscenes give you a reason. The one that's
She
been going
is
around
the
Twitter
worst
is the
reviewer.
scene of their. So you have like a really weak bike.
She's
you have
complaining that at the
not
start
very
of the
good
game,
guns,
you
'cause,
start off
you
with
know,
a rubbish
the
bike
weapons you
and
have
rubbish
access to-
weapons, and you have.
Yeah, he's too masculine.
I know I did a video about Days Gone a couple of weeks ago, but that was my first impression since I'd only played 5 hours of the game. But now, played over 40 hours of the game, does Days Gone deserve a sequel even in 2023? Not only that, I had a chance to check out some of the reviews from GameSpot and IGN. At the start of the game, it gets right into the action as you start off with Deacon, Boozer, and Sarah trying to escape this zombie apocalypse on the top of the roof. Deacon's wife Sarah is hurt, and also Boozer, and the Nero chopper officer states there is only room for 2. I still don't understand how they don't fit one more person. Like, is it really gonna make that much of a difference? He decides to stay, and then he fast forwards 2 years. At the very start of the game, I didn't care about the characters, and even playing for the first few hours, I was hoping for some more character development and backstory. But now that I've played over 40 hours, I love how they told the story. It is a very long game, but it requires you to be patient. Play through the story, and as you go along in the game, it will tell you more about the characters. There will be more character development with flashbacks and dialogue. And for me, I then started caring much more for Deacon. You realize how much he loves Sarah, and you see in the first few hours how much he is struggling to move on from this. And even with his buddy Boozer trying to get him to move on, he kind of tries to, but then there's always something bringing him back to thinking about his wife. Don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, in other stories is a little bit different, with The Last of Us having a real strong beginning of the story where you build that emotional connection to Joel. The emotion is much more than this game, but I just thought it's good to compare it to something. Some of these reviews I saw was complaining that it took too long for the story to develop. There is no character development, and even in the flashbacks, it didn't make me care for Deacon and his wife, and I just didn't understand their relationship.
It's not a convincing relationship in the way that it should be if I'm supposed to care so much about Sarah's death.
Has she ever been in a
I'm supposed to care
relationship?
so much. I need you to do a little more,
I don't
bit
think
more
she has.
convincing than she's a nice girl scientist and he's a bad guy biker.
At the start of the game, the main focus is you and your buddy Boozer. You quickly realize that Boozer is a very good friend to Deacon, and they are there for each other. Do not get much backstory into Boozer, which of course I would love to have seen as you go along in the game, but I understand that this game is about Deacon.
Everybody in this game exists to serve Deacon's wants, Deacon's needs.
This game tells its story over the course of many hours of playing, and I love that. It's a slow burner. Why wouldn't you want that in a game? I don't understand. There are characters which I really started to really like and feel sorry for, such as Ricky, who is another love interest, more so from her point of view, but you do a few missions, bounties, and she was really cool. You had the nurse at the camp, Addison, who has such a good heart. She saves so many lives, and she's just a nice person. You have Iron Mike, who is the head of the camp, who I felt very sorry for. He kind of doesn't want to accept that they're in this apocalypse. He's trying to bring back some humanity to everyone's lives in this camp. Who I really hated was Schizo, or Schizo, whatever his name is. He was just the typical bland, boring, badass guy. I don't know how he survived it with his cap. And, like, he just seemed like a 14-year-old just standing up to his parents because all of a sudden he thinks he knows everything.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. What are you doing? Shut up! What did you just say? Say it again to my face!
Sorry about that. Sorry.
I've only just gone over the top of the mountain and now a new story has opened up. And what I really do love about this game, I have been in these same camps for around 30 hours doing a number of missions, and the fact that it's moved on from this, it's progressed the story. I didn't think this would happen. I thought I would be in these same camps for the rest of the story. It's moving the story forward, and I was quite sad to, to move on.
If I give up now, if I don't do this.
I know, it's just a game. Just stay, Deacon, stay. Why are you going? Please.
Now, I'm sure you guys will agree with me. Isn't it a natural course of a game for you to start off with, the worst weapons? Your bike isn't going to be as good, and it's going to require you to take time, to be patient, and work hard to get upgrades and better weapons and better parts for your bike. That's kind of normal, no?
As far as combat goes, you have, a terrible bike, because Deacon's bike
Shocking.
at the beginning
Shocking.
of the game, you have like the worst parts of all time. You get like a mile per gallon.
Really
so you
weak.
have like a really weak bike.
How could they do
You
this
have,
to us?
Not very good guns, because the weapons
start
you
off
have
with
access
shit
to
guns.
are
At the
like,
start.
right, but it builds up so slowly. You start out with.
Did
this,
your parents give you
melee,
everything as a child?
really-
She obviously didn't work for anything in her life.
What a crazy thing for a video game to do! You could argue that Valhalla was one of the slowest games possible. It took a hell of a long time to progress the story. It took me around 100 hours to get to the end. But no, these reviewers gave it an 8. Oh, this one's an 8. This one takes too long, but Valhalla's an 8. I don't know who that reviewer is on GameSpot, but it just seemed like she didn't even like playing games. I'm like, what are you doing then? All she was going on about was the story, and we get it, you hate Deacon, but can you talk about the actual game? What else was so annoying about that review is that she kept going on about, this person's here to serve Deacon.
He really only exists in service to Deacon.
Boozer's here to serve Deacon.
Everybody in this game exists to serve Deacon's
Sarah's only here to serve Deacon.
wants, Deacon's needs.
You play as Deacon! He's the main character.
He's been killing newts the whole game, or you've been killing newts. I found it uncomfortable.
It's a video game, and she complains that she feels uncomfortable killing child zombies. I know! Play something else!
You serious?
What makes things worse is that IGN had the flipping nerve to say this.
And while I'll admit that I initially rolled my eyes at yet another gruff white male protagonist, especially one with such a gruff white male protagonist-y name as
Who the
Saint,
is this
I
guy?
ended up getting far more invested
Did he
than
just
I
say that?
expected.
I
was
know!
surprised as
So because he's another
This is a
white
first-party
protagonist,
title,
he's
and thank you
dissing
no
the
stranger
game.
to writing
What the
rap
hell does that have to do with the
Though
game?
early on references
Arthur
that
Morgan,
motorcycle
Joel
riders
Miller,
and people
Nathan Drake?
cliches written with
They're all
images.
generics.
I found myself
What
enjoying these
knob?
threads of story.
When I heard this, I was absolutely shocked. I couldn't believe it. And when I saw the comments, I wasn't the only one who was flipping shocked. Like, I don't understand how a professional gaming reviewer, whatever, I don't understand how IGN even allowed this to be put in the review. It's a game. To respect I had for IGN before, yeah, this just kind of dampens that altogether, and I've got no respect for them anymore. I'm fed up of these game reviewers, people who review games, games that we want to play in order to escape real life reality and all the bullshit that comes with it. I am fed up of them getting so political and just going woke. This is about gaming. Why is there anything more than that? For me, Days Gone is up there with one of my favorite games of all time. Yes, the story isn't as deep as The Last of Us. I shouldn't even compare it to that. I'm comparing it to that because it's a zombie apocalyptic game and there's some strong story elements that reminds me of it. The fact that it is an open world zombie game with a story I truly was invested in. When you look at it as a game, a game in order to have fun and entertain us all, there is hours and hours of fun to be had, and I've had over 40 hours of fun and I'm nowhere near finished the game. The combat is so much fun, the shooting is so satisfying and sweet when you hit those headshots. The hordes, now that I have better weapons, more ammo, is so addictive. I'm just so surprised it got the reception it did. Upgrading your bike, your abilities and weapons over time as you complete more missions is pretty normal for a video game. There's new story arcs and I cannot wait to complete this game. Although a lot of you have told me I would be a little bit disappointed because there's multiple endings, and with these endings it's just sad that there's probably not going to be a sequel. I really do hope they change their mind because I'm just so surprised that they're not deciding to give this a sequel. And yes, I'm talking to you, Sony.
But you kill child zombies!
Don't play video games then.
I feel uncomfortable.
I found it uncomfortable.
I found it uncomfortable. I found it uncomfortable.
What do you think about this video I've just done? I thought there was more for me to say, so this will probably be the last video about Days Gone. Obviously, I'll probably mention it in other videos. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know. Well, let's take a look at the comment of the day from my previous video. 14 PS5 games out in spring of 2023. Shout out to Brian Hunter, also one of the first members of the community. Bro, I can't wait to have that new Switch. I've been waiting to purchase the OLED version in case a Zelda one came out, and I'm stoked. Much love, brother, and thank you for the video. I have to say there's a lot of games coming out this spring, you know, March, April, May. And even though it's not PlayStation, I may have accidentally pre-ordered the new Zelda Switch and wasted more money. Also, I was going to do a small giveaway at 15k, but since we already hit that, I was going to do a bigger giveaway at 20k. So I've decided when we get to 20k, I'm going to do a number of giveaways, so it just saves a bit more time. So watch out for that.
Can I enter?
Well, do you like killing child zombies?
No.
Oh, well, in that case, let me show you how you do it.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
Well, if you can shoot these shitty reviewers, you can then kill some child zombies on a game.
Well, your parents...
I'm calm. She's just pissing me off. As he's just trying to bring but he's trying to bring humanity back to. He's trying to bring back. I don't know. But it was quite brave for them to like. And yeah, it's moving the story forward. Shit. I forgot to put a cup there. For me, they got... You need a new freaking job. Leave. You need a freaking job. You need a new freaking job.